And the lie detector says that was a month. It's not about. Merry Christmas and a ho ho ho. Now we gonna be talking about these ho ho ho's. You get what I'm talking about? Now listen, remember, we about to get into some tea, okay? So please, if you're sensitive, please don't continue with this video. Viewer discretion advised. We have Karlissa and Jaidyn in the building. Are they on and off terms again? What is going on this time? Child, y'all gonna let me know who y'all think is the fault in this. So, Karlissa said, damn, I got fired before I could get started. I felt like, I guess I have to find a new artist. Because Jaidyn took Karlissa out the bio. I actually didn't fire you. I simply removed you out of my bio for the lack of movement and presence of conflict of interest. Any manager can go for a conflict of interest. Ask the last one. Why is it whenever someone do something you don't like, all of a sudden they don't want you to be cool with your son? Right. So it's like Karlissa associates everybody that she deals with and links it to Blueface for some reason. And Jaidyn is like she's given as if it's weird. Like she's asking a, legitimate question. Karlissa says there's so much to unpack here, but I'll start with the truth because I love you. It's been a conflict ever since my son started publicly showing interest to other women, and I have no control of that. And as a woman, I understand your frustration. But I've been asked to assist you in your career way before he gave you one. You only gave me the job to piss Sadie off, and even though I go along with it to help, y'all, I still have feelings. Every idea I give you, I also give him. He just smart enough to take what he wants, and you think you got it. I could have taken you to the moon and back by now, but y'all all fail to realize that I do it because I truly want you to win more than I want to win. And Blueface knows that. When you and Callie learn to trust me, you will see. I don't have nothing to do with what Blue chooses to do with his love life, and unfortunately, he is my son, and unless he gets a wife, I can't hold him accountable. Either way, I'm here if you need me. We know you can't hold him accountable, babe. We know that. We've seen it throughout the years. Jaidyn needs to stop giving her grace and draw a hard line in the sand with her. I agree. And that is Karlissa's sister, the one that, don't get along with her. So she couldn't just text this, the F we supposed to do. In other words, Karlissa said, even though I love you, you're just doing this out of spite because my son left the mid in you and found himself some good. Okay? So Karlissa's making it seem as if this is based around Blueface and his love life, and as if Jaidyn feels some type of way about that. Do y'all think that is what's the case? Because according to Karlissa, that might be what she's observing here. I don't know. At some point, as a mother and grandmother, you have to find your own identity. You can't continue to live carelessly through your son's baby mother side chicks, freak-offs. You can't keep living through your children. You have to have your own identity. Why didn't Karlissa simply call her? That's her grandchildren's mom. I'm sure she has her number. She know where she lives. She know all of that. But of course, this is, the internet, and this is where Karlissa thrives off of. Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of online things. And guess what? If they haven't did that, then we won't have nothing to talk about. So continue. This just proves Jaidyn's still worried about him and still messing with him. And why couldn't she just text this? So a lot of people want to know, Karlissa, why didn't you just do this privately? Why did you have to come on the internet? I'll be embarrassed if this was my mom. She needs to go be a grandmother and stay off the internet. Mind you, Karlissa should have never been your manager in the first place. What history or business does she have? Did that probably being cool or trying to be cool with Blueface just separate yourself? I agree. Just because Karlissa's a grandmother and stuff like that doesn't mean that she has to be a part of everything that you do. You get what I'm saying? So it just, Jaidyn doesn't seem to know how to, put boundaries down with anybody around her, but complains about a lot of the things that's being said, or, you know, that she's putting herself in.
You're being a good girl. The wings.
No, you take a nap, right?
I fucking hate you.
What? Watch your mouth. Before I tell your mom.
Get out.
I'm gonna tell your mom on you.
No, I'm telling you.
Stop it.
Hey.
You're getting on my nerves. Get out of here.
Don't do that, Journey. No, here. You need to go timeout.
No.
Yes, here.
No.
Yes.
You're being annoying
That's
right
not
now.
good.
Get out of here.
No.
You little brat.
Yeah, so we know that Journey Pie is a cute little pie, okay? She talks proper, clear, you know, very smart, but she's very disrespectful also. Like, we understand, we see Jaidyn talking about, oh, don't do that, you're going to time out and stuff like that. Whatever y'all doing over there is not working, ma'am and sir, okay? She seems like she's mimicking a lot of the things that's being said around her, okay? Maybe Jaidyn told Blueface, I hate you, you mother effer. I hate you. God damn it. Get out of my house. I'll call the cops or all these things. So we don't know what she's hearing or who's saying it and whatever the hell else that's going on over there. But she's clearly seeing something, and y'all not really nipping it fast enough. Y'all have plenty. Y'all have to keep doing it constantly. You got to be consistent. You can't just let her run over y'all. We understand she's a toddler, but just because they're toddlers doesn't mean that they can get away with what they're getting away with, and that's disrespect. Okay, unless you want to be that type of parent that have your kids getting older, cursing you out and not listening to you and slapping the shit out of you and beating you down to the ground, then I guess you need to nip it quick, okay? Because she got a little mouth on her, cursing, hitting y'all. Like, what? Who's the parents here? That's just my opinion. Celina, Powell, and Offset situation is in the building again. So we have a quick update. So let's just take a little listen.
No, yesterday I was at the casino and I saw him. Why he f***ing tried to get girls to fight me yesterday? It's stupid.
That did not happen.
Here, I'll send you the video.
Bruh. Yo, but can I get my 20 bands that if you're giving it to Offset, why can't I borrow 20 bands?
You want 20 bands? Send me your wire info.
You give me 20 bands for real?
Yeah. I know.
He called Cardi's new baby a bastard. I was like, oh. I don't know why. How is it a bastard though? He was like, because if the babies aren't mine, that's a bastard. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so what? You want the baby to be yours? He was like, yeah, because culture don't the baby. He was like, yeah, like she just be side-eyeing the baby or whatever, and the nanny be telling me all this. Like, mind you, this is breaking news now.
So it's looking like Offset has a thing with getting females jumped, because it's sounding like it's a pattern with the females that's coming out suggesting these things. Also, just because Cardi had a baby and not with Offset doesn't mean that Stefan and Cardi's baby is not siblings to Cardi Offset kids. They're very much siblings. So at the end of the day, because all of those kids came out of her body, so they're naturally, authentically siblings. All right. So, and Offset do sound like he would say, some shit like that, on some bitter shit. That's what is given to me. Offset has seemed bitter to me. And that just is what it is. But Celina Powell, she claims that he's threatening her and doing all these things that we already spoke about. So hopefully that situation don't get too crazy, because Offset, you can't be out here moving like that and then moving around like with people like Celina, knowing you could get exposed and then get mad when you get exposed and then start doing the threats and having people physically harm these females, because look at you. You're looking pathetic. If that is the case, I don't know. But let me know how y'all feel about it. We have Fetty Wap's baby mother, Lizzie, if I'm saying her name correctly. We already spoke about this. You already know I DM'd her and she responded. Okay, so let's get into it.
Okay, so first and foremost, respectfully, the only reason I'm replying to you is because you came respectfully. And I've been replying to anybody who came respectfully. That's number one. It's not about like blog shit or none of that. Number two, no, we wasn't together before he was locked up, right? Just a quick breakdown. This is the issue that I have with him. The co-parenting relationship was rocky before he went to prison, has been rocky. While he was in prison, it was even still rocky. You know what I'm saying? But towards the end of his prison sentence, he was calling my children every day, telling them what he is and what he isn't going to do. You know, how it's going to be the best for them. They're going to, everything, kumbaya, whatever. He told my son and my daughter, you know, and as well as all his other children, you know, that he was all theirs when he comes home. That's it and that's all. Oh, what do you want to do when I come home? My son told him I want to go to Urban Air. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to do when I come home. I'm going to take you to Urban Air. We're going to go da-da-da-da. Told my daughter, I'm going to take you to pick out a dress, whatever dress you like, and I'm going to take you out. We're going to have a daddy-daughter dinner date, just us. All of this stuff, right? Cool. He comes home and it's the complete opposite. The same niggas that he say, oh, he not fucking with them no more. Niggas on shit. Even certain niggas, I don't want to name no names. He like, oh, I don't really know what's up with that nigga. Say he was gonna send some bread over for me, never sent it, and I ain't hear from him since. Bro, that's the first nigga I seen when I pulled up to the studio to drop the kids off to him. Like, so it's just everything is ass backwards. And then on top of that, like, you were home for 3 days. It took you 3 days to actually coordinate something like of essence to see your children. It shouldn't take that long to say, hey, you know, I'm out here, I'm home now, I want to see the kids, you know, can they, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like 3 days. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody like, oh, can he get himself situated? You don't have to be situated to plan to nothing with your kids. You don't have to be completely situated. And people want to talk about situated. He already got a house. He already got a car going. He already got a situation going. So at the end of the day, it's not about being bitter or being upset about dumb shit that people trying to make it seem, or like clout chasing or none of that. I don't appreciate the way you're treating my kids, the way you move, the way you do things.
You see, so I guess everybody has their own assumptions when it comes to me, when it comes to, you know, hitting people in the DM, asking questions, trying to get a little bit more content for my, you know, for my videos and stuff like that. You see what she said? I can't respectful, so she's responding. Just because my questions might be direct or a little bit too much for some, or whatever y'all may think of me getting into the DMs asking simple questions, that's things that's going on online, just get a little bit more context, then that's a you problem. But she said what she said. I understand exactly what she's saying. You know, she has a rapper baby daddy. He claims that he was going to do this and that. They have 2 kids together. She was hoping that he'll come out and do what he say because his kids is looking for it. You know, he's been in jail for a while. So you would assume that anybody coming out would really spend time with their kids and loved ones. You get what I'm saying? So I see where her frustration is. But I guess the way that she came out, when she first came out, it gave a little bit bitter because she was talking about how the other females and everything else was the other kids and stuff like that. So she probably was saying all of that out of frustration because she's going through a lot. So she got a lot of heavy shit on her chest. And sometimes it be like that. But also, if you have any deadbeat dads out here, right? They talk the talk but don't walk the walk, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people give these parents, not parents, I can't even give them parents because the parent title, because if you're a deadbeat, you're not really doing what a parent's supposed to do. So I don't know what you want to call them, maybe sperm donors or something. But when it comes to those type of people, when you give them chance after chance and they still show their ass and act like they don't care, guess what? Just remove yourself, remove your kids, back off, you know, because this is not what they want. So as a parent, okay, now this could be for a dad who's a single dad and has his kids and they have a shitty ass mom that don't give a fuck about their kids. It could be either or. But if you are the parent that cares, you cannot force the other parent to be a parent. That's going to stress you out. Okay, so if you are in that situation, try to remove you and your kids from that situation because clearly that's what the other person wants because they're a deadbeat. They don't want to be around. They don't want the responsibility. So y'all give them that and just focus on you being a parent for your kids, and your kids is going to see who has been there. Even though the other parent might be absent, they still have that parent that cared for them and was there for them, and that's what really matters. Okay, so let's continue with the video.
Let's talk about how fucking was from Dallas, Texas, and flew the bitch out and her son. That's not even his son. And they've been on his hip since he's been home. Literally. but it took you 3 days. You were situated enough to fly a bitch and her son out from a whole nother state, but you wasn't situated enough to coordinate something to actually spend time with your kids. Like, come on, it does not make sense. And when he finally reached out and, you know, did things the right way and asked to see his kids, I was all for it. Go ahead, boom. I dropped the kids off to him. I didn't try to linger around. I wasn't on the weird shit. I dropped the kids off and I went on about my business. I even told him, like, hey, they can spend the night with you if you want. He's like, yeah, that's perfect, cool. Enjoy your night, whatever. And come to find out, as I'm on my way home, somebody is sending me screenshots of this girl and her son in the studio with him. The girl is rubbing on one of his other son's faces. I'm going to keep the name disclosed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just completely overstepping boundaries. And it's just absolutely weird. Nobody even knows this girl. Like, what are we really doing right now? You know what I'm saying? Then you're telling my kids that that's their brother and that is not their brother. Like, everything is just completely weird. So clearly, you know, I wasn't feeling the vibes. I told him, you know what? I'm going to just come pick my children up. I pick my children up. We get into an argument outside the studio. And all of my posts came following the argument. So it's not like I just woke up and just did this. Like, no, there were things that led up to, you know, all of that. And it is what it is. I don't feel like I owe anyone an explanation, but, you know, like I said, you came in a respectful manner. So for that reason, I'll give you that. But everybody's making it seem like I'm bitter or I'm weird or like I'm clout chasing. Like, no, it's none of that. I'm just tired. Nigga, you just did almost 4 years in prison and you still come home on the same bullshit. You're still around the same bum ass niggas that was literally just using you. You talking about you spending 40 bands buying jeans for you and your friends and you ain't even get yourself a shirt yet. Bro, you never even spent that type of money on your children before. Make it make sense.
So my response was, thank you for responding. Yes, on the internet, where people don't have full context from both sides, they assume, etc. So the internet will always spin narratives. Just know, once anyone comes online to air out anything, it sticks and gets stickier. Laugh out loud. Hopefully, the co-parenting gets better and not worse. Okay? That was just my response to her voice note to me. And let me know how y'all feel about everything. Is it relatable? What you think she should do? And how y'all think everything is gonna go? Okay, so I mean, I get it. You get what I'm saying? And if you have baby fathers out there that's doing for the other kids or potential other kids and leaving yours in the dust, guess what? That speaks volumes. Okay, so if he's like, oh, I got a new kid, or I'm with he got a girlfriend, whatever, and he taking, like, there's people, listen, there are guys out here, or, you know, so-called dads, okay, that's out here being stepdads to other females' kids and not even being a real dad to their own blood kids. Like, it's really crazy out here, really backwards out here, and it's never going to end. It's just going to get worse. So just be mindful of who you spend your time with, who you meet moving forward after you have your kids, because like I said, everybody always loves saying, oh, you picked them, you knew how he would. No. Now, if you known a person and how he moves and the history behind him and stuff like that and still decides to deal with him, then you're putting yourself in situations that you're going to get into that you're going to have to handle. Now, if you just meet somebody and you're getting to know them and they're telling you whatever, you got to just believe them, because you're not a psychic. You can't know what they're lying about and stuff until you're really invested and you're really together and your feelings are already involved. And then all of a sudden, all these red flags start, you know, peeping out that they've been hiding. And let's not act like that's not, you know, the case in a lot of these situations. You find out who people really are once you're invested in your feelings and everything else. It be like that. Okay, so you just got to be mindful out here of who you really want to spend your time with, and don't waste it. Okay, let me know how y'all feel about everything down in the comments below. Everything is allegedly, nothing is personal, everything is for commentary. That's it, and that is all. Now make sure y'all run these videos up, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Until then, toodaloos, bye bye.